Hey guys, it's me, and today I am here with a new series of videos for you guys, and that is my makeup collection series. So I've been wanting to do a video in which I talk about my makeup collection for quite some time now, but I've always never had the best of luck with doing these kinds of videos, just simply because I have always wanted to go through my entire collection in one solid video, when in reality, although that does make a lot of sense to do, is not the best way to go about doing it, because then I will wind up having a video that's at least an hour long, even with good pacing. And I know this because I've done this multiple times in the past, and they always wind up just taking so long. So instead we're doing a little series, and so there's going to be 3 parts, possibly 4 parts. Let me know if you want to see the 4th part, which would be dedicated to makeup brushes and tools and things of that nature and whatnot. So let me know if you would want to see an installment on those things. But in this series, the original 3 parts that we're going to be doing today, they're going to be centered around my face drawer, my eyes and lips drawer, and my 2 palettes drawers. And if you think that this intro might seem a little bit similar or familiar to you, that is because I'm going to be using this intro in each of the 3 parts. Now, my makeup collection is not that large. It's not something very extensive like a lot of beauty gurus that you see on YouTube doing their makeup collections and whatnot. My collection is more so curated to my needs and what I want to have in my collection. In my eyes, when it comes to my makeup collection, I want to fill in holes that haven't been filled in yet. So if I don't have a eyeshadow of this particular shade, I'm going to look for that eyeshadow, whether if it means like getting a palette where that shadow is present or getting a single shadow of it, so that way I can fill in that hole in my collection. The only category in which I have, like, I guess you could say, like an excessive amount or a lot of repeats is probably my face drawer. So a lot of like foundations and everything. I don't need all the foundations that I have, but I want to try out different formulas, see which ones work best for me. And then too, I'm trying to find like my perfect shade. It is quite difficult for me to find my perfect shade, whatnot, because I am on the fair light end of the spectrum, and I also have a cool pink undertone, and those foundations, for whatever reason these days, are really tricky to find in the right shade for me. It's always like either the right shade, wrong undertone, or right undertone, wrong shade. Or they wind up making it peach undertone and not pink undertone, and peach tends to look a bit dark on me. So if you want to see my makeup collection, stay tuned. We're about to jump on into it. But before we do so, if you guys are new here to my channel, don't forget to hit subscribe. And also while you're down there, definitely give this video a thumbs up, because that'll help me out a lot. All my links are down in the description box below, and yeah, let's get into it. Alrighty, so today we are going to be tackling my eyes and lips drawer. So my eyes and lips drawer, as the name would suggest, has my eye products and my lip products in there. So all my lip glosses, lipsticks, liquid lipsticks are in there, as well as pencil liners, mascaras. If I have any like false lashes and lash glue, that's going to be in there. Any single shadows or loose shadows, those are going to be in there. Eye bases and primers are going to be in there. So there's a fair amount of stuff in here. I do kind of want to go to like the container store or someplace like that to get like little containers to store everything in, so that way they're not just like hanging out on like the drawer floor and everything, because they'll just organize things a bit better. But I don't have the means to go about doing that just yet, so we're just sticking with what we got here. I think we'll start out with the eye products first, and we'll start out with what is at the very back, which are the false lashes and my lash glue, because these are items that I don't use very often. So the false lashes that I have here, I only have one set of false lashes right now. And I do want to get a smaller set of false lashes, because these suckers are very big, and I think that they might be too big for me as well, because of my eye shape and everything and whatnot, with me having hooded eyes as well. I think they might just be a little too big for me. But these are the Kiss Foaming Lashes in Sequin. They're really pretty lashes, and they're really like large and in charge. Chunky yet funky. I am Latrice motherfucking Royale. And if I am going to be wearing false lashes, I use the Duo Lash Glue with vitamins, one that comes with the green tube and everything. This is probably the best Duo glue in my opinion. It's latex free. It's easy to work with because it has a brush applicator. So Highly, highly recommend it. I have 4 different bases here. So first one we have here is the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk. I haven't used this guy in a while. I did talk about possibly decluttering this, but I haven't used it, which I should probably throw this away because of that. But at the same time, there is a makeup look that I'm wanting to do. I'm going to use that for that look and see how it goes. And if I like it, then I'll keep it. But if I wind up not really caring for it, then I'll part ways with it, because a primer that is very pale and everything and can work with like bright bold colors that I have in my collection that I do like is the Anastasia eye primer. And this is a mini of this primer, and you get a good amount of product in here, because just to give you a comparison, this is a full size of the Urban Decay primer potion, and this is the mini of the Anastasia eye primer. So they're just roughly the same size. Really do like this guy. It has a fair amount of coverage to it, and it is pale in color. So if you have a deeper skin tone, what I have seen people do is mix like a small amount of concealer in with this guy just to deepen it up a bit, so that way it doesn't leave a strong cast on the eye. I guess we'll talk about the Urban Decay Primer Potion now, because I just showed that to you guys. This is a great OG primer. It works really good. I think they have reformulated it since the first time that I tried out this primer, because I think the first time that I tried out this primer, it was a bit drier and had just a little bit more coverage to it. Now it seems a bit more moist, if that's a good way to describe it. It just seems a bit more wet. Not that that's a bad thing, because it still works perfectly fine. And also it goes on clear as well. Like, it blends out and doesn't leave any color behind at all. Whereas before, I think it used to. So I think they've reformulated it since I had originally tried it out. But I still really like it though. It's a really nice primer. I used it today. And then the last base that I have in here, this is the NYX Glitter Glue. I will use this if I am using like pressed glitters or loose loose primers. I mean, not loose primers, loose powders, loose shadows, things like that. Speaking of a loose shadow, I do have a loose pigment in here. And this is from Makeup Geek, and this is in the shade Kaleidoscope, and this is a really, really pretty pigment. It's a duochrome. It has well, actually, it's kind of more like a multi-chrome, really. It's very like silvery and icy, but it has a purple to green shift. You're only going to see but the green most likely on camera. But it does have a purple to green shift. It is really pretty. These are being discontinued, so it might still be available on Makeup Geek's site. So if you want to get this guy, do so now before it's gone forever. Then I have my 2 brow pencils, and I'm kind of tempted to declutter one of them right now, but at the same time I'm done with it, so I was just like, just use it up and then you can get rid of it. That one that I'm thinking about decluttering is this one here. This is a NYX Micro Brow Pencil. I'm in the shade Taupe. I'm wearing this guy today. It's not a bad brow pencil. It's just that it's not my favorite. Probably my favorite brow pencil that I've ever tried. This is the Anastasia Brow Wiz, and I'm in the shade Taupe. I recently repurchased this because it was on sale for 50% off during Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty. So that's when I got it. I got it 50% off because I don't want to pay like $23 for a brow pencil. That's just ridiculous. Alright, so now let's move on into my pencil liners. I have a lot of pencil liners. I have quite a few pencil liners, and I don't use pencil liners very often, but I do like having several pencil liners in my collection though, and I do have them from a couple of different brands. I mostly have NYX. We'll just start out with the brands that I just have a single pencil from. We'll start out with this one. This is the newest one to my collection. This is from Tint Beauty, which I got this in my third and last BoxyCharm, and it is the Haze Smoky Eye Pencil, and this is in the shade Pinot Noir. It's a plum shade. It's a really pretty pencil liner. I really do like this guy, and I'm really happy to have it because I have been wanting to have like a deep plummy berry tone pencil liner. Then we have the LA Girl Shockwave Neon Eyeliner in the shade Screamin', which is this yellow. Really do like this pencil liner here, and I love the name. I love the fact that it's named Screamin', and it's a great little pencil liner. I do want to try out more of the LA Girl pencil liners, and I've seen Butte Bean use the Shockwave lip liners in her eye, and there's an orange and a hot pink one and the lip liners. 3 Urban Decay 24/7 Glide-On pencils. So this first one here is in Perversion, which is a staple. Everybody should have this black pencil liner. It's the blackest black pencil liner you can find on the market. I really do love these Urban Decay liners. They're just so good. The next one that I have is in the shade Zero, which is another black. It's a black. It's a black liner, but it's nowhere near as intense as Perversion is. This one is for those who need a black liner and just a staple black liner. You don't need the blackest black liner that exists. This is the one that you would use. And I got this in a set that the primer potion came in. It was a little holiday set that they had for the mini Stone Vibes palette. It was that palette, the primer potion, and this 24/7 pencil, all for, I think originally it was like $50, but I got it for $24.50. So yeah. And then I got this one here, which I think this one has been discontinued because it was a limited edition. This is in the shade Amped, and it's part of the Wired collection, and it's a nice shade. It's a neon pink. If you're not putting it in the waterline, it looks great. It's very pigmented and very noticeable, but in the waterline, you do have to build it up. Because of that, I'm glad I didn't pay full price for it. Next up, we have my NYX liners, and these are the last of my liners that I have here. This first one is the Vivid Brights eyeliner, and it's in the shade Snatched. This was part of their Pride collection last year. I think these are still available. I'm not sure if they are, but they are a retractable type pencil liner, and this is a really nice red pencil, and so I'm really happy about that because I've been wanting a red pencil liner, and when I saw that this was around, I made sure to get it. Then I have one of the faux black pencils, and this is in the shade Oxblood, and it's just like a very like deep like oxblood type shade, like a very deep browned out red type of shade. It's really good. I really do love this one. I've used this one a lot. And then the last 3 that I have are the Slide On Glide On pencils, which the full name of this line is Slide On Glide On Stay On Indefinitely a Turn On Waterproof Extreme Shine Eyeliners. So some of these have like a shimmer finish, some of them have a metallic finish, and some of them have a matte finish. So the ones that I have, we have Pure White, which is a matte. This one I have used a lot. Then we have Azure, which is this really pretty like tealy blue shade. This one has a bit of like that shimmer finish. You could tell by looking at like the packaging of them if they're metallic shimmers or mattes and everything, because you'll see like the sparkle on the pencil themselves. And then lastly we have Sunrise Blue, which is this really beautiful cobalt shade. This one's really pretty. I really like this one a lot. The last bit of stuff for the eye section are my mascaras, and I have quite a few mascaras in my collection, most of which are minis. Actually, no, most of them are full-size ones. Oh, wow. Oh yeah, that's right. I decluttered a lot of my mini ones already. We'll start out with the mini mascaras that I have. So first up we have the Milk Makeup Kush Mascara Mini. This was in, I got this from a free birthday gift thingy from Sephora last year, and it was like minis of like their like favorite milk products type thing. So there was this, a mini lip and cheek in the shade Work, and then a little sample sachet of the Hydro Grip Primer, which if you watched my face video, you know that I do not like that primer. Then we have the Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir Major Volume Mascara. I got this in a duo recently because Marc Jacobs products are on sale on Sephora and even on their own site, because either the brand is going under or they're rebranding. It's one of those two things. I don't know which of the two it is. But I got this in a duo. The other item that was in this duo was the Mini Omega Bronzer and Tantastic. If the full size is still available in like the next little while and everything, I might get a full size of it because I really do enjoy this formula. I really do like this mascara. Also, by the way, I hold on to my mascaras for a very, very long time because I don't wear makeup often enough to like replace my mascaras like every 3 months. So I am not that kind of person that is just like, let me get rid of a mascara every 3 months, like you should. This mascara I've had for a year now. Another mascara that I have in here, I think I've had it for nearly 3. So Yeah. This next mascara that I have here is a newer one that I have, and this is the Queen Studio Dragon Lash Mascara. I got this in either my first or second BoxyCharm, and I've been wanting to try out products from Queen Studio, which is Queen Herbie's makeup brand, which for those of you who don't know about Queen Herbie, Amy, she was in a band called Carmen back in the day, but their record label wasn't allowing them to do the things that they wanted to do, so they split up from their record label, rebranded, and started doing what they wanted to do and created the project Queen Herbie, which I have their debut CD, their debut full-length album, which the project has been around since I think like 2017, and they've released like I think like 9 or 10 EPs, but they finally released a full-length album, and I got one. I was able to get my hands on one of these guys and got this little flyer as well with it too. And on the back of it has a little tarot card, the star. I really do like this mascara. It's a tubing mascara, which for those of you who don't know what tubing mascaras do, they create like a tube around your natural lashes instead of like layering product on top of your lashes and building off of those. These create like a tube around them, so that way when it comes to removing product, it causes less harm to your lashes. Alright, so next up we have the mascara that I've had for about maybe 3 years. This is the Urban Decay Perversion Mascara. I really do like this mascara. I know some people would say like you need to throw that shit away, it's so old, it's probably dried out. It's still nice and moist. It's a nice little mascara. I'm keeping it. It's not bothering my eyes at all. That's a telltale sign if a mascara needs to be thrown out, is if it starts to irritate your eyes, get rid of it. And that mascara nor the Milk one have been irritating my eyes, so I'm holding on to them. There was a mini mascara that I had only for like a couple of months, and it started irritating my eyes, so I made sure to throw it out. And the last mascara that I have here is the ColourPop BFF Volumizing Mascara, and I have it in the shade Left on Red. I got this from Ulta, and it was on sale, and I had higher hopes for this mascara. It's a nice formula. It's just that I was hoping that it would be better. This is a colored mascara, and I know a lot of people like shit on color mascaras because they're not as good as you would want them to be, but I wanted to give this a go. And I think what could make this better is if I had like a lash primer or like a white mascara to put on first and then put this on top of it. We'll figure that out sometime in the future, but I've used it a few times and it's a nice little formula. Alright, so those are all the eye products that I have in here. Now let's move on to all of these lip products that I got going on in here. I have so many. I have so many lip products in here. What should we start out with? I guess we'll start out with my my bullet lipsticks, I guess. Let's just start out with those, okay? Because I was about to say I don't have nearly as many of these as I do liquid lipsticks, but honestly, I have like an even split amount of bullet lipsticks and liquid lipsticks at this point, so yeah. Actually, you know what? I can start out with doing glosses first because I only have the 2 glosses, but let me go ahead and pull out these bullet lipsticks. The first gloss that I have here is an actual lip gloss. This is the Fenty Gloss Bomb in the shade Fussy, and this is a mini. I got this in a mini duo with this guy as well as a mini of the Diamond Bomb in How Many Carats, and I really do like this gloss. It's a really nice color. It's very natural looking on me, at least, and I really do like it. I really want to try out more of these Fenty glosses. And then the other guy, this is technically a lip oil, and I got this in my first BoxyCharm, and this is the Cobb or Cab Cosmetics lip oil, and this is in the shade Rum Punch, and this is a really nice product. I am a sucker for lip balms, and this is a very hydrating product. It keeps your lips hydrated for so long. It does look like, when you look at it in the tube, you would think like, oh, that's going to have some color to it. The color does not show up on me whatsoever. So I just will throw this on if I'm going to like a grocery store or something like that. I mean, I'm still wearing a mask underneath, but if I'm like, even if I wasn't wearing a mask, like if the pandemic Lovato wasn't happening, I would still wear this out in public and everything. So Yeah, because it just doesn't show up or anything like that. Because me, I don't like wearing makeup out in public and whatnot. That's just a me thing. So now let's move on to my bullet lipstick. So this first item technically isn't a bullet lipstick, and I think I might declutter it today. I thought about decluttering this in my last declutter video, but I held on to it. But I think now I'm actually going to part ways with it. This is the Burt's Bees Matte Lip Crayon, and it is in shade Sedona Sands. It's a nice little product and everything. It's just a like little retractable lipstick in like a crayon form and everything. It's a nice little product, and it's a nice color as well. It's a really pretty shade. It's just that I just don't gravitate towards it. I'm going to set it aside because I'm going to compare it to like my other nudes that I have in my collection, see which ones I prefer more and everything, because I tend to reach for like my other nude lipsticks over that one. So I want to see like which one I like better. So I'm going to put that over to the side. So it might get decluttered, it might not. Itty Bitty Mini of the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick and Pillow Talk. And I got this by redeeming points on Sephora, and I've been wanting to try this guy out just to see like what all the rage was about this guy. And let me tell you this, for a mini, this packaging is wonderful. This is the shade. It's a very basic nude shade, but girl, when I tell you that this guy is beautiful, it is a beautiful nude. It is a beautiful nude. I'm so happy I have it in my collection. I don't know if I will ever bring myself to buy a full size of it, but I'm glad I have it. Next up, I have some lipsticks that are actually being discontinued. I don't know if any of these shades are still available. I think maybe one of these are still available. Maybe two. But these are the Fenty Mademoiselle lipsticks. These are a formula that is being discontinued, like I said, and they're presently $7 each on Sephora, and which is part of the reason why I'm thinking about getting some more, because they found other shades and brought them back and everything. I'm thinking about getting some more of them. I'm not sure if I will though, because the shades that I have here I'm totally fine with having. The shades that are still available and everything and that they brought back and whatnot, they're shades that I like, but I don't necessarily need them. But the shades that I have here, we have Thick, which is a mauve. So nothing too exciting. It's just like a mauvey nude type of shade. I really wanted the shade Spanked, but it's sold out, and Spanked is like a dusty rose. I love rosy pinks and rosy nudes. Those are my weakness. Then we have, what shade are you? Then we have Midnight Wasabi, which is a green. It's a really nice green too, because it's not teal, doesn't have a lot of blue in it. Like, it's just like a straight up green, which is why I really wanted the shade. I think this shade is still available. So if you want this guy, get it. $7. Component isn't the easiest to work with because of the shape of the product and everything, but the formula itself is really nice. And then the last one that we have here is FN Black, which is a black. And this is a really it doesn't have like a brown tone to it. It doesn't have a blue tone to it. It's just a really good solid black lipstick. And like I mentioned, I might pick up some more in the future if they're still available and whatnot, but honestly I'm very content with what I have here, but again, I might pick up more. Next up, we have a lipstick from Melt Cosmetics, which these are no longer available because I'm thinking that they are redoing their entire lipstick line, because they had their lipsticks on sale on both their site and on Sephora for $10 each, and they're no longer available. But I picked up this shade here because when I saw the shade I was like, ooh, I know exactly what I can do for a monochromatic look with this, because I can use this with the Child palette from ColourPop. And this is in the shade Tomboy. And when you look at the tube, it looks like it's going to be brown, but it's actually like a grayy green type of color. Like, if you are familiar with the shade Dirty Money from Jeffree Star, it's very much that. But if you are like myself and you do not support his brand and whatnot, this was a good dupe for that shade, but it's gone now. So we have the Lovecraft Beauty lipstick in the shade Fosta, and this is a really pretty like neutral leaning peachy nude. I thought about wearing this guy today, but it was just a little too pale. It just didn't really work with this look all the way and everything, so I went with what I'm wearing right now, which we'll get to that in just a second. But this is a really nice little nude lipstick. I got this in, I think, my first Ipsy bag last year. Really do like that guy. And speaking of Ipsy, we have this guy here. This is from Real Her, and this is their Girl Power lipstick in the shade Deep Mauve. Yeah, Deep Mauve. And it's just a mini lipstick, and it's a mauve. But this guy is a really nice dupe for the NARS Satin Lip Crayon in Rakujian, which I really love that guy so much. The only difference between this and Rakujian is that Rakujian has just a little bit of pearl to it, and it's just a little bit sheerer than this guy, but this guy is a very good dupe for it. But I'm gonna put this in the maybe pile though, because I just don't reach for it. I just don't reach for it, and although it's very pretty, I just don't reach for it. I haven't reached for it since I used it that day that I got in my Ipsy Glam bag. So next up we have these Huda Beauty mini matte lipsticks here. Now I got these during the holiday season because these were one of two mini lipstick duos that they had going on. They had the Power Reds and then they had the Power Nudes. The Power Reds had sold out, but the Power Nudes were still available, and I got them on sale. I think they were like $13 for this little duo here, which I could definitely justify spending over like the $25 that they were before. But the two shades that we have here, we have Girls Trip, which is a lighter nude, which I will say this, I am so glad that the packaging matches the exact color of the tube here, because you know exactly what color it is that you're getting. This color is a little bit paler than what I would normally go for with a nude, but it's still really pretty, and it's a really comfortable formula as well. And this one here, this is my favorite between the two. This is in the shade Interview. This color is wonderful. I really love this color. And after trying these guys, I definitely want to try more of the Huda Beauty lipsticks, which she just released like some new ones, I believe, like some new lipsticks. Next up we have my KVD Studded Kiss lipsticks, which I think they also have done away with these as well, I think, maybe. I don't know. So if you can't get your hands on these anymore, then oh well. I know some of these were limited edition, and I got them when they were getting phased out because of that, but some of these were permanent, so yeah. But this first one that I have here is in the shade Bow and Arrow. This is the one that I'm wearing today. It's a really nice color. I got this because, for one, like, it went on sale, and I also heard that Bow and Arrow was what the NYX Lip Lingerie in Push Up is a dupe for, and it's very similar to the NYX Lip Lingerie in Push Up. This one's just a little bit more cooler and a bit more brown. Push Up has a bit more pink to it and it's a bit more neutral, but I still prefer this formula over that guy. So once I got this, I was just like, all right, Push Up, time to go, because I hate the Lip Lingerie formula. It is so dry. Next up we have the shade Greige, which is a greige. This is the one that was limited edition that I got some time back, and I love this nude so much. These types of colors are easy to dupe anyway, so you can easily find something very similar to this in your collections or other platforms and whatnot. This is another one that was limited edition and again easily dupable, and it's called Deep Teal, and it is a deep teal. It's a really pretty color. I don't use this one that often, but I'm still gonna keep it because it is a really pretty color, and I could definitely use it for whenever I do monochromatic looks. And then lastly we have Lolita, and this guy is still available. I think it's still available on Ulta for $10. So if you want to get it there, that's what you can do, because that's what I did. I saw that it was in their clearance section and I got it because I wanted to see what all the hype was about with Lolita. It's a pretty color, but I don't think it's worth all the hype that it gets, honestly. And the last of my bullet lipsticks are my Sugar Pill Pretty Poison lipsticks. I have 5 of these. I might declutter some of these in the future, But for now, I'm going to keep all 5 of them because I don't have like any good alternatives for them in my collection just yet. We'll start out with the black and pink ones. These particular ones tend to be like their darker colors. We have Dark Sided here, which is this very, very, very dark purple. Yes, it is a purple. It's like almost black type of purple. It's a really pretty color. And then we have Shiver, which is a satiny blue shade. It's a really pretty color. This is the one that I think I might declutter in the future because I have been thinking about getting like the navy shade that is in the Mademoiselle formula, but I still really do like Shiver though. It's a really nice color. These particular ones, the ones with the white caps, they tend to be in like they're brighter, more fun, and also they're more easier colors to wear sometimes. So first one that we have here is the newest edition that I have. This is Petrol, which is a red with a gold shimmer through it. It's a really pretty shade. I haven't had a good opportunity to wear this yet, but I need to because it's a beautiful color. Then we have Detox, which is this bright orange. It's a neon orange that has a bit more of a coral tone to it. Really beautiful color. Really love that guy. And then lastly, we have Glint. This is another one that I might declutter soon because it's just not very practical. It's a metallic gold, but I like the idea of this. I like the idea of this so much. So I'm gonna keep it for now. I used to be like liquid lipsticks only type of person and have like a couple of bullet lipsticks here and there. But now it's just like I've grown to enjoy bullet lipsticks. And I find myself gravitating towards them a bit more. But I think also a big reason why I've started getting this way too is because I've been gravitating towards nudes a lot. So now let's go over my liquid lipsticks, and I have so many. I have so many liquid lipsticks. I used to have so many more, but I have downsized a lot. But I still have a lot of liquid lipsticks. I mostly have like 3 brands of liquid lipsticks, but I do have like a few like other ones as well from like just a single brand. So we'll start out with the ones that I just have from a individual brand. We'll start out with this one because it's a full size. This is from Flower Beauty, and this is the Miracle Matte Lip in the shade Crimson Touch. This is a really beautiful red liquid lipstick, and this is a really lovely formula. I definitely needed to try out more from this formula. It's just that when it comes to looking at the shades online, it's kind of tricky to see what it is that they might be and everything, so I'll have to look at them in store before getting some other shades. But I definitely want to try out more from these because this is a really, really nice formula, and this is just a really nice like true red type of shade. I really like this guy. Then these other 3 that I have that are just from like a single one from a single brand, they're all minis. So we have the Smashbox Always On Liquid Lipstick, and this is in the shade Audition. And I got this through, it was either points that I redeemed from Sephora, or it was one of their offer codes that they had available that I got this guy through. And it's a nice little like light pink nude, and it's a really nice little formula too. It's comfortable, it's not super drying. I wouldn't mind trying out more. Then we have the Tarte Sugar Rush Sugar Coat Velvet Liquid Lipstick in the shade Cake Pop. This was like on Ulta, they have a deal where it's like get 5 Sugar Rush items for $25, and this was one of the 5 that I got. The other ones that I got the makeup remover wipes, a moisturizer, a cleanser, a mini Tarte Light Caramel Lashes mascara, and this guy. And this is the only item that I have left of those because the other ones I've used up. And this is a really nice little liquid lipstick. I think I'm probably gonna have to throw this out though soon because it just doesn't pick up a lot of product on the doe foot anymore for whatever reason. But it's a nice little product, but I don't think it's gonna last much longer in my collection. It's a nice little color. It's not my go-to type of color. It's very similar to that Smashbox liquid lipstick I just showed you. It's like a very pale, like pinky nude type of shade, which I don't tend to gravitate towards those colors that often, but it's a nice little formula. And then the last one that I have, this is from Melt Cosmetics, and this is their liquid lipstick in the shade Rebound. This one I got through an offer code on Sephora, and it's a nice like mauvey type of shade, and it's a really nice formula too. I definitely want to get some more of these guys because it's a nice little formula. So do expect to see more of these liquid lipsticks popping up in my collection in the future. Now we're moving on into like the brands that I have a lot of liquid lipsticks from. Starting out with KVD. So I think all of these shades I think are no longer available, but oh well. But yeah, these are the 5 that I have. I have 3 minis and then I have 2 full-size ones. We'll start out with the minis. So the first mini that I have here is, which one are you? Dagger? Yeah, this one is Dagger, which is a blue-toned gray. It's a really pretty color. I don't tend to gravitate towards gray liquid lipsticks that often, but that's why I went with these little mini duos, because that one came in a duo with this guy here, which is Wolf, which is a deeper gray. This one is a bit more like in between. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a neutral gray. It's still very cool tone, but it's not as like blue toned as Dagger is. But yeah, I do prefer this one though over Dagger, but I'm keeping both of them for the time being. I'll probably declutter one or the other sometime in the future though. Then we have Sinner, and I got this in a duo as well. It was this liquid lipstick and a mini spritzer tube bottle of the Sinner fragrance, which I talked about in my previous installment of this series. And I really do like this liquid lipstick, and I also really like that fragrance, but this color is such a good, like deep plummy purple. It's so good. And then the 2 full-size ones that I have Aisha or Aisha, I've heard it pronounced both ways, and it's just a really nice, like cool toned, almost grayish purple. It's a really nice little purple lipstick. I'm keeping it for the time being because I do think I might declutter that one because I don't reach for purples that often for my lips either. So yeah, but this one I definitely want to keep and I need to use more of, and it is in the shade Requiem. This is such a nice color. It's such a really nice, like very like dusty, grayed out lavender lilac type shade. Really love this guy, really love this color. Next up we have my ABH liquid lipsticks. I have 6 of them here. I think I had more. Did I have more or have I always had 6? I think I've always have had 6. I have 3 minis, which I believe all 3 of these minis also have full sizes and that are permanent. So yeah, so I'll go over the minis first. So the first one that we have here is called Hudson, and it's a really nice nude. It pulls a little bit more on the warmer side, but I really do like it on me though. It's a really nice color. I wore it the other day with a look that I did, and it's such a lovely nude. Then we have Dazed, which this is one of my favorite reds in my collection because it is such an unique shade of red. I really love this guy. I really do like the Anastasia liquid lip formula. I know not everybody does. I know some people say that's too drying. I really enjoy it though. And I know one of the shades of their liquid lipsticks is on sale on their site, and it has been on sale on their site for a hot minute, and it's an American Doll. I'm very tempted to get it, but at the same time it's just like I don't wear red lipstick that often enough to actually get it, and I already have 2 reds in my collection, so I don't necessarily need it, but at the same time I kind of want to get it. And then the other one that I have is in the shade Bittersweet. This one I've always been torn about keeping or not because it is a nice brown shade, but I don't tend to gravitate towards these shades that often. I'm going to pop this in the maybe pile. These 3 full-size ones I am going to be keeping. I know 2 of them are very similar, these 2 up here, but they're different enough for me to keep them. So, and those 2 are Sepia, or Sepia, however you want to pronounce it. It's a grayish, it has more of a yellow undertone to it. It's a really interesting color. We have Grim, which is definitely more of like that cool purple corpsey, grayy tone. They're both very similar when they're swatched next to each other, but they're different. They're so different in their undertones that depending on like the kind of look that you're going for, like if you're going for like a cool tone look, Grim is going to work best for it. If you're going for more of a warm tone look, Sepia is going to work best for it. Because the fact that their undertones are so different, it's not like a neutral grayish, like that grayish lipstick from KVD that I showed you guys earlier. That one leans a bit more in the middle in my opinion, because it has like a fair amount of like purple tones in it, but it also has some like more beigey tones in it as well to warm it up some. It's very in the middle. You could easily pair it up with like a warm look or a cool toned look. Then we have my favorite Anastasia liquid lipstick, and probably my most used liquid lipstick in my collection, period. This is Dusty Rose, which is a Dusty Rose. It looks a lot brighter in the tube than it does on the lips. This guy goes on a lot darker on the lips when it fully dries down. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful color. I love it so, so much. Like I said, it's my favorite from my ABH lipsticks and probably my favorite liquid lipstick in my collection. I love it so, so much. And then lastly, we have the brand that I have the most liquid lipsticks from, and that is Sugar Pill. I have 8 of their liquid lipsticks, and I did not pay full price for any of them. Actually, I didn't pay full price for any of their bullet lipsticks either. We'll start out with these two. These are the latest editions, I think. These were from the Little Twin Stars collection, which has finally sold out, I believe, on their site. But you can easily dupe these out with like other formulas and brands out there. But we have Kiki and Lala, though. Both of these have like a subtle amount of pearl, or at least I know this one does in it. And there's like a very soft sheen to it. It's a really pale, like minty teal kind of color, and it has like a gold reflect through it. And then Lala here is just like this really pale, like bubblegum pink type of color, like borderline hot pink and everything. Really pretty colors. I really love the Sugar Pill liquid lipstick formula. It's just very comfortable, really nice on the lips, and I just really enjoy it, and I just love Sugar Pill in general. I love the brand so, so much. Then I have the first 2 shades that I ever got from them. These are in Girl Crush, which is a fuchsia pink, and then we have Spanked, which is a purple, which similarly to Aisha, this is a color that I might declutter soon because I don't wear purples very often, but I also do prefer this one over Aisha because this one is more purple. Aisha has a lot more gray in it. This next one here is called Antisocialite, which is a oxblood type shade. Now, a lot of these liquid lipsticks, I do think that the Sugar Pill liquid lip formula doesn't last very long because all of these are a bit drier in the tube, but I do know a way to like get around that, and that is just to pop your liquid lipsticks like without getting up to like the opening. Pop them into like a cup of hot water, let them sit for about 10 to 15 minutes in that hot water, and it'll heat up the product inside to where it'll work a lot easier. Then we have the shade here. This is like the first shade that I got, and they're in like their formula where they have like sparkles in it, and it's such a gorgeous color. This is in the shade Vertigo. It's like this smoky purple with this really pretty like teal blue reflect all throughout it. It's such a pretty color. It is so pretty. I didn't think I would like it nearly as much as I do. It is such a good color. Clink, which is a nudie neutral shade. Here again, like I mentioned, I don't think these like last very long and whatnot, but also I got some of these through Ulta, and I think Sugar Pill's being phased out of Ulta because the only things that I know that are left are their Pretty Poison bullet lipsticks. Their liquid lipsticks are no longer available, and when I got 2 other liquid lipsticks through Ulta recently, like over the last couple of months, they weren't even on sale. They just had like the full price was listed as $9. And then lastly, we have Dainty, which is like Clink but lighter. And this one is a little bit like in that same boat, like it's a nice color, but it might just be a little too light for me, or a little bit lighter than I would normally go, but it's still a pretty color. And that is my eyes and lips drawer. There was a fair amount of product in there, a lot of interesting colors in there, and a lot of interesting products in there, and you can easily tell like what brands are like my favorite formulas when it comes to things within these particular categories. So yeah, but that is it for this installment of this series. I hope you guys are enjoying it so far, and I have, as of right now, I have only posted but the face tour video, and this is the second one in this series. The third and final installment is going to be on my eyeshadow palettes and palettes in general, so if you are excited about that, then just stick around because that'll be coming out soon. But until then, whenever the hell that may be, goodbye.